U.S.-China tensions are continuing to escalate as the U.S. House bill passes this bill to toughen Washington's position against the treatment of Uyghur Muslims in China. The bill calls for targeted sanctions on members of the Chinese government. The bill would require the U.S. president to condemn abuses against Uyghur Muslims. Now, the bill is also calling for the closure of mass detention camps in the Xinjiang district. The bill passed.
Director of National Intelligence, the State Department, the FBI, about the depths of the crisis and about China's campaign about journalists exposing the facts. It creates accountability, ensuring transparency of Chinese and foreign companies involved in the camps.
The Rieger Act of 2019 is a stronger version of a bill that had angered Beijing when it passed the Senate in September. The two bills will get reconciled into one bill and will be sent to Trump for approval. As expected, the bill drew harsh criticism from Beijing. China's foreign ministry strongly opposed the bill and reiterated Xinjiang was an internal affair. Beijing also urged the U.S. to correct its mistakes and stop the bill from becoming a law. China has consistently denied any mistreatment of Uyghurs and says that the camps are providing vocational training. The bill comes days after Trump angered Beijing by signing into law congressional legislation supporting anti-government protesters in Hong Kong. Now, China responded to that by saying U.S. military ships and aircraft would not be allowed to visit Hong Kong and had announced sanctions against several U.S. non-government organizations. And staying with news coming in from the United States, Democrats have now released a 300-page impeachment report concluding that U.S. President Donald Trump abused his power in office, setting in motion the next round of impeachment proceedings. The report states that Trump abused the power of his office for personal and political gain at the expense of U.S. national security. The Trump-Ukraine impeachment inquiry report is set to form the backbone of future impeachment proceedings against Trump.
This report chronicles a scheme by the President of the United States to coerce an ally, Ukraine, that is at war with an adversary, Russia, into doing the President's political dirty work. It involves a scheme in which Donald Trump withheld official acts, a White House meeting, as well as hundreds of millions of dollars of needed military assistance in order to compel that power to deliver two investigations that he believed would assist his re-election campaign.
So what are the key takeaways from the report? The report states that the evidence of Trump's misconduct is overwhelming. The 300-page report talks about 100 hours of testimony from 17 witnesses and 30 hours of public hearings. It also has never-before-seen call records showing that Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, was in direct contact with the White House and the U.S. Office of Management and Budget after military aid to Ukraine was suspended. Now, the report also acts as a blueprint, laying the groundwork for further articles of impeachment. The document also consists of multiple rebuttals made by Republicans throughout the impeachment process. The report does not only implicate the U.S. president, but also people around him. The report contains warnings on what Trump may do if he is not impeached, also mentioning the precedent it could set for future presidents if Trump is not challenged. Now, meanwhile, the Republicans slammed the report, saying that impeachment does not meet criteria to go forth.
We would remind the Speaker of the House once again that the power of impeachment rests with the House of Representatives. The Constitution does not say that impeachment shall be the responsibility of a panel of liberal activists, but that's where we're going to be tomorrow.
Associated Press reporter Eric Tucker says the findings will lay the foundation for debate over whether the 45th President of the United States should be removed from office or not. Let's listen to what he has to say.
A document that's written by Democrats that's meant to form the basis of an impeachment proceeding. So by design, it is, of course, taking facts in a way that would be least charitable, I suppose, to the president. That's sort of the function of the document, is to lay out the narrative in a way that could rally members of the party to say, we have to act, look at all of this misconduct, both in the substance, how he behaved with Ukraine, and also in how he tried to obstruct our own investigation.
Democrats are keen to hold a vote on impeachment in the House of Representatives before the end of the year, with the prospect of a trial in the Senate perhaps as early as January next year.